Thanks for coming tonight. My name's Alex Rawlings, Town Hall for Cincinnati Elite FC. All right, a lot of familiar faces. I think I've talked to a lot of people. I believe some of your resources have talked to a lot of people, the trainers and everything, the admins. We haven't flooded the market with information. We kind of wanted to respect where the young athletes were in their season. So we didn't want to just inundate and be about us necessarily. But now that we are getting on tryout season, we need to inform and be clear, transparent on our path and what we want to do for the young athletes in Cincinnati from our local areas, our zip codes. We'll go over our footprints, we'll go over leagues, we'll go over our training staff, we'll go over our environment, we'll go over the whole program. We're going to start tonight with a small video, okay? And then we will go into a little bit of a presentation, not enough to put you to sleep, depending upon how big of a dinner you had, and then we'll go to a little Q&A, all right? So if anybody has any questions along the way, we can stop. There's not a big hidden agenda, all right? I definitely want to be transparent. Like I said, it's kind of been tough to even get my phone charged these days, because it seems like I'm on it more than it's in the plug, all right? But I welcome it. We got all the energy in the world, and we're pretty excited about it, all right? Any questions to start? Let me turn off the lights and we'll get... That was our favorite part. It's light enough outside. We're going to keep these off. We'll write some notes afterwards. The biggest thing we want to do is we want to bring a level of professionalism, all right? Don't know where you've been or what you've been used to, but the staffing is important to us. And you heard it on a couple videos. You heard from Dave. You'll hear the word intensity and the practice sessions and how the practices should be more difficult than the games. And when I look across the fields, when I look across the warm-ups, no matter where I am, what club I'm with, I think all of those can get casual, and as a group, we need to bring it back up. All right, there's some familiar faces there. There's some new faces, some younger faces. Okay, Kaylin, who played college ball in New York. Ellie, who played college ball up in Michigan. Okay, and we're going to keep striving to get that balance of trainer that's going to fit with your child, fit with the team, and actually bring them individual first and team second to that next level of play. You've heard it over and over again from me if you've listened to my soapbox, and it's just about getting that player to the next level. We've made a very big point on our website when we call ourselves Cincinnati Elite. It's not because we want only that top athlete that's going to go on to college, blah, blah, blah. You've heard the funny part. If you want money for college, go get a 529C now. Hurry up. Because that's the best way to guarantee it. All right? What we were trying to talk about is combining that staff and raising that level of intensity to maximize that development from any level. Whether it's the C team to the B team to the high school level, the 07s to stay ready for the 06s, the 7v7 to the 9v9. You know, what formations are you running at 9v9? You know, are you running a 3-3-1? You running a 4-3-1? 4-2-1? Which one are you running? Which one maximizes the runs and the runs off the ball to get them to 11v11? That's our job. If you don't know that question, that's fine. But that's what we're going to do. All right, those leagues that I mentioned in that little clip of that video, and I had this conversation with Ohio South quite a bit, most of the time in the fun way, is there's no leagues anymore for us to lose because we get relegated or we have to win this to move up. So some of these league play and some of these friendlies and some of these cross plays are very important to the development so we don't pigeonhole one player into one position. That staff is very important, extremely important. Okay? With the concept of getting to games, getting to practices. Little things that we just swept out our garage and we can put everything back right where we want it. All practices on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No games those days. Those are practice days. We'll fluctuate the games and we'll have a Google Doc for every trainer. And they won't miss a practice session, so they have to go to a game. All right? You say, man, you got a lot of trainers. All right, Good. Higher ratio for your young athlete. No problem. But we want them there. All right? We want them at your events. Questions with staff? All right. Why did we do this? Why did we create Cincinnati Elite? I gave you some of the hints. I'm old in soccer years. There's certain things that I want. The situation I was in last. Boy, there's a lot of sweat equity to get in there. All right? A lot of time the last couple years. I've been with the same company for 18 years. 18 years working for the township. Okay? And the last 2 years just didn't work the way I thought it should. It just got more difficult to do the simple things. And if you read the first clip or the staffing clip on the website and how fun it is to get onto the field, perfect temperature. I was at State Cup this weekend, right? I just visualized it differently. I just think that the cultures didn't come together. I don't think there's any bad people involved. We're not kicking and screaming, right? Just made a move. That's it. Just made a move. I think we could put together a package that's not ever been seen before in Cincinnati. So why not? That's why we got started. Common question is where? What are we going to do? What's the change? For those of you that have been in a lower level play, you know, a Loveland Storm, an Impact, very good niche markets, very good training or location, very good niche for that athlete that wants to do multiple things, doesn't really want to focus on just 2 sports itself. All right? Our footprint will stay where these bullet points are. Okay? The contacts with all the turf, with as far as Miami Meadows, or not Miami Meadows, Mount Notre Dame, Milford. Miami Meadows is a public park. We want to pull into Madeira. We want to pull into Indian Hill. We're going to move a little bit on the east side to Sycamore. All right? But Goshen, Milford, Mount Notre Dame, Riverside Turf, Clear Creek, all those are abundant for us. Firsthand, the AD and me. Okay? So the footprint is, we did the best we could. I think Kevin got a little bullet point happy, but we can talk about it. You know, IT guy, right? But we can talk about it a little bit as we hit that Goshen on that side, that blue ash that's not in the Cherville necessarily, but yeah, a little bit right there. 275, 71 on that side. You'd be surprised when the athletes travel. We want to try to make it fit. All right, not always over here, not always over here, but as you parents know, there's a little bit of travel involved in order to get those teams maximized to the competition level being 1 through 15, 1 through 10, nice and tight. Okay? What leagues are we going to play? Depending upon how familiar you are with the leagues, I mentioned them, the TPL, all right? The GCSL, formerly CUSA. The CPL, which is the Cardinal, which they're trying to fire on. Buckeye, based out of Columbus, all right? With fields in Cincinnati, Dayton also. Buckeye 4 or 5 divisions are going really well, okay? Ohio South, we've been, directors of coaching for Ohio South, I think I've seen 5 of them go through. I've been doing it for so long, okay? I think Gordon's awesome. He's taken the political awareness out of it. He's tried to maximize the ODP, all right? He's built this Ohio South League, okay? So we'll also try to be involved with that as well, hand in hand, like it always has been. The tournaments, this is kind of the fun part of starting a new club. We're not going to go to 20 different tournaments. We're going to move as a unit. We're going to look to see where we can go as a unit. As we get into the spring, there's going to be weekends and times off for all the high school ages. So let's say, for example, April 25th to May 1st, right before State Cup weekend. That weekend could be dead for all certain level teams, to where all of our staff can go back down into the youth level teams. Okay? So we can stay tied up as a unit. There's not just Marcel's on 2 teams and that's it. No, the guy's too valuable. He's got to get eyeballs on everybody. Stagebach is 1 team. All right? He wants to actively be a part of other developing teams. All right? And that's actually how we got this team in the first place. He didn't want 2 teams. I said, this team is semi-good. Jump down in here. All right, you're almost finished with this team. All right, I gotta ask the boss. The boss said yes, thank God. So she let him train, and the rest is history. And they won a state championship yesterday, okay? So that's really the tournaments we're gonna be. We're gonna still have fun, and we're still gonna go places, but we're not gonna just travel the world. From the upper level tournaments, what Pete was talking about in the video, Pete's a college coach, knows this firsthand. These showcase tournaments are everything. As you get to those higher level age groups, boys and girls are a little different, girls go a little earlier, all right? That league tends to lessen. Whether it's Buckeye, MRL, NPL, those 7 games, those 6 games, it just keeps you sharp. That's all we really want. We want to keep you sharp, but the project for the 01 team that I was training, or if I go into 02s or 03s, really the clear path that we want is to get ready for college showcases. All right? When some of those teams, when we went down to Disney and there's 65 coaches on the sideline, and there's an identifier at a college showcase, and we have the light brochure, and they're coming to us, and at the end of the game, yeah, they like this team, but they also say, what do you got in 02s? Like, boy, you really should watch that team. They are up and coming. Well, we need to keep them for 03s. Good. We have 2 of them. It's that network that Pete was talking about on the website. When you have that relationship and that bulk from the girls' side, where you get the link on Facebook boosted out. Thanks, Kevin. All right? And the Xavier University coach calls on the girls' side and say, hey, what's going on, Alex? All right? Or you're coaching your son's team at the 06 level, and the UC girls head coach comes over and says, what in the heck are you doing? All right? Those are the relationships that are so fun. All right? And then because we're both working on the same concept, just trying to fit the children. And if they're not there that fit, they'll go to another university. We've been doing it for so long, I'm bragging, but it's easy because of that network. And because of our styles and how we play, and they don't necessarily want to know, what name's on the jersey. They really want to know the style of that coach and what they've been producing over the last 25 years. Okay? How do they play? Are they technically sound? Are the outside guys ready to go inside? Are they flank as the 7 and 11 girls ready to go into the attack? That's how they know. Do they always hustle? Is he going to give me the straight line on the parents? Is he going to tell me the goods and the bads of the child? What's the strengths and the weaknesses? That's the relationship we have with them. So we'll still go to these showcases. Okay? Raleigh, let's go. North Carolina FC. That's not just because of the craft beer down in North Carolina. Don't believe that. Don't believe that. It's a good tournament. All right? Other way. Oh, right. Half the state cup, if you didn't know, any of these tournaments can get you the state cup. Okay? State cup is a priority for some, President's Cup. All right, I personally love it. I love, I'm still a traditionalist, so I like the high school season. All right, playing under the lights, grandma's coming in, boyfriend, girlfriend. I think they're going to remember that a lot more than they remember 90 days of playing through a high school season on a club team. That's just me. You know, no high school team's going to break them down that much. I can't pick them up in November 1st and get re-engaged, ready for that college showcase or that November play or that off-season program for the youth soccer. All right? So that's how you get to the state cup. That's the path. Any of those leagues can get you. All right, get you eligible. This is a big question these days. It doesn't revolve necessarily around our youth that we have coming to the club. All right, this revolves around those older, higher level teams. You know, the 4 or 5 or 6 that we're talking about. But it has become a hot button. All right? These 2 leagues, US Club, US Youth, all right, is Wendy's and McDonald's. It's FedEx and UPS. All right? They're very similar. US Soccer has become very aggressive over the last 2 or 3 years. Expanding. They have their own regionals. They have their own nationals. They have their own ID camps. All right? Much like DEA has evolved into their own process. MRL is with US Youth, and they're currently restructuring their whole league. All right? Regionalized based, different levels. I think they kind of wanted to evolve alongside with the NPL and the ECNL. That's U.S. Soccer, if you're familiar with that. All right? ECNL, NPL, the ENPL for the boys' side, which is a tiered program. Okay? That's a hot button. We'll probably talk about that in a little bit, even though that's only a certain small percentage of the base unit of our club. All right? The youth, Buckeye, TPL, GCSL, a little bit of Cardinal, but this is important, all right, because people need to be comfortable where they're at. Obviously, there needs to be a trust factor. We know the priority at these certain levels, which is that college showcase we just talked about. But this is important. And I know the hat's on a certain way because we've been pushing that U.S. youth for so long, all right? But even as I continue to read and educate, there's a lot of clubs that do both, all right? If two teams are very close to each other, we actually want them to be in one of each league because then there can be cross-play. Because if we have the O2 girls, both in MRL or both in NPL, right, they can't cross-play. We want to have that club feel where the top three go up and play. The keeper comes up and plays, all right? Or this keeper needs more playing time, comes down, or there's an injury. So there's got to be a club feel, which is a big part that we're going to take advantage of with this fresh start. Okay? I don't think I've seen enough of that lately where trainers are mixing, trainers are talking, and we're actively not trying to win the next tournament because quite frankly, we have too many league games and tournaments. Okay? Practice is where it's at. The whole U.S. model is more practice, less play. We have too many. We don't want to have 3 tournaments and 20 league games in 12 weeks. 2 weeks ago, my OO boys team had 19 on the roster, going to some big games. My biggest problem was I had to go up to a kid and a parent and say, you're sitting this game, because I can only roster 18, right? 10 days later, I'm barely scrapping together 14. Graduation here, shoulder problem here, knee problem here. There's too many games. Fatigue comes into play, all right? There's no reason why we should be scratching in 16, 18 games and 3 or 4 tournaments. So that's what Zach was talking about at the very beginning, a balance to the athlete. Especially because we allow the dual sport athletes so much. That basketball, that track, especially during puberty years, is so hard on the boy and girl's body. There's got to be rest involved in there somewhere, okay? We'll come back to the leagues, I'm sure. Kevin. Thanks, Kevin, for throwing me off. Yeah, I said there are some different clubs in every league, all right? This is an example that Kevin brought up on U.S. Club, and who participates in this. We'll flash this on the website afterwards, all right? Appreciate you guys taking notes, but we don't want to have to, we want you to listen as well. But Classic, I don't know if you're familiar with this, Classic Eagles, Columbus East, because the MLS team, that club up in Columbus is dissolving, okay, because of the potential move out to Austin, Texas, yes? Okay, so that crew is no longer existing come June 1st. It's now Columbus East. New club, new name, okay, sound familiar? This is out of Dayton, Centerville, OP's out of Columbus. CSA Impact's a really good team. They merged a couple clubs up there with Dropco, and it's out of Cleveland, north. All right, so it's Ohio North. Midwest Division, Development Division, again, they have the Great Lakes in the Midwest Division. Again, some other teams that you know, some new teams. Rovers, Indiana League, Cup, CU's in there, Internationals out of Ohio North, Pittsburgh teams. Cool. The Midwest Regional League that we talked about. Some familiar faces. Nationals, a great merge team up in Michigan, Detroit area. SLU, St. Louis has done some of that. All right, Club Ohio out of Columbus does both leagues, Midwest and, did they do, Marcel, did they do NPL? They do both. Classics again. Chicago's pretty common, Illinois area with MRL, they do that as well. Kingdom's a new team out of, I want to say Ann Arbor, but I'm not allowed to say it, Buckeyes, yeah. We just cracked down on some sports science, all right? And this is going to be our official sports injury center, okay? Another thing that one of our USSFA licensed coaches, Stagebach, brings to the table. And we'll be giving you a lot of guidance via pre-tournament, food, how we should handle it, rest, ice baths, how should we handle it between games, all right, what should we eat, and obviously if there's bumps and bruises, you're going to have a direct path for that injury center. It's down Mount Lookout. Okay? Back to professionalism. It's just going to be a turnkey. We hope to be your resource. If you have a question, it should be on our website answered already. Okay? Tryouts are around the corner. We'll talk about that a little bit. Every club in the city is going to go with that youth model, other than the 00s and 01s, next week, okay, after Memorial Day weekend. And then the following week will be the 06s and older. All right, that 4th, 5th, and 6th. So we'll have some individual conversations on the website. What if I can't make this? What if I do make this? We're already been inundated with those type of questions. We're pretty easy, all right, especially we already know the athlete, okay? And we don't have to get to 3 tryouts, but we want to get them to 1 or 2 so we can evaluate. Our top tryouts are going to be extremely efficient, turn it over right away, not hold that young athlete in the dark for 2, 3, 4 days. We're not going to do it, okay? We're going to have all kinds of eyes on the tryout system, all kinds of eyes on the process, and we'll try to click it together very quickly.
Alex?
Yes?
Where are they going to be?
I do know. And that'll roll out probably on the website tomorrow or Thursday. Just final touches. Final touches. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to move it to the edge of our footprint, one of those tacks that Kevin put up, but they're going to be awesome fields. So I might have you drive 5 miles extra rather than being on a cow pasture. Okay, I want to be on a big enough area. So we've kind of reached out a little bit more than normal, John, and trying to get an efficient tryout package so we can see the kids. It's not bouncing all over. Yeah. But I'll post that up there. Fields, tryouts, apparel, although the kids have, in rows of dozens, have told me Under Armour, Adidas, Nike, I mean, they've thrown everything at me, but that's coming out. It all has to come out now. All right? Some of those other questions, fees, who's going to be my trainer, all of that stuff will come out before you even come close to your trial, at least within 4 to 8 hours. All right? As we see our numbers rolling, as we can give an idea of what teams we're going to have, where it's going to be bulky, what personnel needs to be where, that'll roll out. Yep. And we'll probably put tryouts out there tomorrow. Yeah, maybe that's the day. I beat him up today with this video, so maybe Thursday, maybe Wednesday. Right. But all that information will be forthcoming. Okay? If that's it, I'm going to turn the lights back on. And then we're going to have a little Q&A. What time is it? No, it's not bad. It's been about 40 minutes. Okay? So what else? We've gone over a lot. The website hopefully has been very informative to you. It'll continue to be like that. You can go on that website, hit your mobile phone, and we'll start sending you text alerts. All right, so when we know the tryout comes out, the location, we'll text everybody that's on there and say, hey, go to the website, the tryouts come out. All right, if we have a rain out, tryouts will come out. Or it'll come out on that text. Okay? Yes, sir.
Can you explain track 8th grade team to me? I'm in that situation, so I'm not real.
Trapped 8th grade is a high school season, all right, in August to November, where because of the birth years as a year, you're going to have kids that are in 9th grade and 8th grade on one team, right? The 04s, the 04 parents. So you'll have 9th grade and 8th grade. Well, they're on the same team come November 1st. But there's not enough. Some are going to be playing 9th grade high school, but you're going to have a percentage of them still playing 8th grade and needing a place to play. So a trapped 8th grader is something we've actively taken that look for. For example, on the girls' side, and I'll fine-tune this, but on the girls' side, Marcel will probably be jumping in there for trapped 8th graders, and on the boys' side, Stagebach will probably go in there. So for our trapped 8th graders that season, we'll have 2 of our A licensed coaches And I've done it 2 years ago. I did trap 8th grade. It was great. We did A, B's, and C's, brought them together. We play it like a real league. We do a tournament, right? And it's all about the training twice a week. And then when they come back into November 1, they're actually more advanced than some of the kids that went to high school and either played on a lower high school team, awesome, maybe they made their service awesome, and sat the bench. Right?
It's good. It's fun. It's, yeah, it all works out, and it all works out, and it's really good.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay, even though Marcel will be doing it.
We had Marcel in our boys. It's good.
Can't believe you're still here.
They also put some of the kids that may have gone to a larger high school and didn't make the team, purely on numbers.
Yeah.
Play as well.
You're right, we opened that up to whereas we also brought in that they could just train, right? So they missed that lead play, but we had some interaction, so they kept training. And that's actually a fun point. I don't know how deep you've gone to the website, right? I've listed the program all the way through, dates all the way through next year, all right? I think what's gonna be very fun for us, maybe not the high school kids, is give them a little opportunity to meet up with us for 75 minutes on a given night. And we can go through their fitness program, all right? So we can go through their fitness program. We'll just be a home base, a mechanism, a resource to get up. What's it? Fight night. Stop playing. Is that right? Fight.
Fortnite.
I was watching that movie the other night. So Fortnite coming out, and we're going to go through the paces. We're going to have jump ropes. We're going to have exercise science guys there. Some plyometrics, building up strength. Some, knee strengthening as much as you can do, and hamstrings and quads, so they don't get into that first week of practice that really starts to ramp up. Because no matter how hard you train, the intensity level gets a little bit higher when you got some competition coming. When it says August 1st through 5th is tryouts, it ramps up. You try to run a little harder, right? So we're going to have that. Hey, there might be two high schoolers there. There might be 20. There might be 40, 80. We're ready for it. We're going to run that right coincide with some of our youth stuff at 4v4 stuff. So if you haven't seen the website, it's a little roll down. Check out the dates. We got them all through starting on June 19th. And that's when the high school kids are going to come out. And the youth. Okay, after trials. So Trap 8th grade here is just one aspect of what we've already organized for. Like I said, we just cleaned out our garage, and now we can put everything right back to where we want it. You can start over. Okay, like it's January 1st. Tax season. Okay? Some good questions. Yes, sir?
Is the club going to have a board or anything like that?
No. It's going to have a business advisory where I'd love, and we'll market that out afterwards, but I'd love to have some people that want to kick back some ideas, maybe some marketing ideas, some good business people. Where do we need to develop next? Not to make a profit, but where is our demographics? Where's our zip codes right now? Where do we need to go to make people more happy? What worked good? What worked bad? So it's not going to be a board necessarily, a voting. It's going to be a think tank, if you will. It's going to be a welcome think tank. Meet maybe once a month, emails, talk it out. The biggest thing about starting this new club is as soon as you think you know what you know, boy, you just start learning again. And it makes you say, well, maybe I do need to go a little here. Maybe I need to go over here. Let's talk about this. So a think tank, advisory board, advisory committee is what we're going to do. Make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward, because we've already had people anxiously seeking us out saying, hey, can we get on the website? Hey, can we do advertising? Hey, can we, I'm like, okay, just a second. And that's when I need that advisory committee. We'll have a registrar, we'll have a rep coordinator, we'll have that field, a signer, but we're going to make it, there's not going to be any red tape. You need a field, it's going to go. You'll have a field. Things like that. Google Docs, what's open? Bang, I can go in there. Reserve it, tell the other team, and away we go. Yep, I'm looking forward to that, because I want to put smarter people in the room than me. There's a lot of them out there. What else?
Is there a club tournament in the first year, and is there any volunteer requirements?
I don't think we're going to do volunteer requirements. No. I think the help that we're going to need is just going to be us asking if you have time. It's not going to be a $100 fee or $300 or else. It's just not. Look, the big part about soccer and why people say, one, they look at my wife first and say, you're, but she knows what she married, okay? But it's the relationships. It's, running into old high school friends, right? And college buddies. And once the word came out, how many people around the state cup were like, Alex, you okay? Hey, everything going all right? What do you need to do? Hey, can I make something for you? Can I make a sign for you? I'm like, yeah, that's a big help. Appreciate it. It's been out of the woodwork. It's been awesome. It's been awesome. So no, I don't think I'm going to demand any volunteers stuff out. I'd love to have that golf outing. I'd love to fire that up. And I don't want to have to say to each trainer, you've got to get a foursome for your team or else. Look, we're just going to have a golf outing. Come on out and have some fun. Maybe we'll have a little barbecue. I don't know if Craig's in the room, but maybe we'll have some barbecue there too. Okay? Is that a hot button?
Just curiosity.
Yeah. Kill the cat. We're done. We're not going to make it do anything. Okay? Yes, ma'am. What's that?
Goalkeeper training.
Yeah, the goalkeeper trade is going to be in there. I need to talk to our current goalkeepers a little bit more. Craig, I thought was fabulous. Zach's going to jump in. I think it's going to be a team of, okay? And I want to nail them down before I tell you for sure. Craig works for GE, and he got a fabulous new opportunity with some potential travel. So I just want to make sure. I started from the very beginning. I don't want to lie to anybody. So I don't want to just go and boast that out there and say, look at us, if it's not going to be 100%. It'll be there. It's deadly important. It'll be there, okay? We have a lot of keepers that need work. Anything else? Yes, ma'am.
Question. So in a new club, how do you determine what league and level of play your team goes into? How do they get that?
After we do the tryout, after we see that process, we know what kind of team we have. And we can drop them into any of those Ohio South, that GCL, that TPL, Buckeye. Every time we do a tournament, or every time we do, in the past, as I've directed for the last so many years, but before we go to a tournament anyway, I send a director email out that says, here's our teams that are going, and here's the level they should be. So we'll fine tune that for success, first and foremost. What level we're going to be at. We'll look at the roster. I guarantee with this staff, we'll know some of the faces. We know where we are, and we know where we need to be. Are we going to hit on all of them? We'll be pretty close. Yep.
Split squads, technical chances to stay in USSL leagues or when do we start to apply?
Well, there's rules, and that's kind of a hot button for leagues. So there's rules, whereas as a new club, we fall in a certain category where we just can't jump into OSSL. We can't just jump into MRL. There's an application process. And how we get categorized as a new club, are we a team merger, are we a new club? We're not a rogue parent. So that's really still in the rules to be based off of. Are we going to try for OSSL? Absolutely. Are we going to get in there? The rules are all still scrambled yet. So we're a new club. Would it be, hey, we don't get an OSSL, so we'll move over to Buckeye, one of those top divisions? Yeah, that's an avenue too. So one of those two things. I have a couple of OSSL teams that I know of that were lower level OSSL. So all I want to do is try to pick those teams and then categorize them and see what league's going to be best for that success that goes on. Okay? Whether it's GCSL 4th Division or Buckeye 6th Division. We just want to get them properly signed. But no, we do not have, as a new club, rights to just jump into any league we want. We have to get categorized. Now, I've been talking to all those people and telling them the size of the club and where we are, and it's a hot button. It's a case by case, and they've never witnessed this type of case. I had a hand. Yep. Two different worlds in league play.
Alex, can you repeat the question?
Yes. The question is, like leagues, what about these tournaments or college showcases, which is important? Because you want to get actively in the right place, linked up in your college showcase in order to get everything we talked about. College exposure, good times, right? Good playing times, okay? But the answer to that is no, that is tournament and roster driven. That is all roster driven. That is not anything with where you were. So let's say, for example, coincidentally, this Cincinnati age group, 01 boys, all right, has a very familiar roster that traveled down to Raleigh or Disney or a college showcase, Memphis. That email to that director of the tournament, same person I talk to every year, will explain briefly, here's the roster, it's the same, this is where they did last year in your tournament, this is where they should be this year. And what he'll say back, or what she'll say back, is thank you. We don't want you in the wrong place. Because they don't want us. In your example, Lindsay, could you hear that, the question?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that example for tournaments and college showcases, nobody wants to beat up on somebody, and nobody wants to get beat up on in those showcases. There's a very, yeah, we like the W's, but it's really about competition. It's really about being at that level. We just want good games. If you ask